so that you take an oath before we proceed. I think this session will be very brief. Very brief.
Thank you, Chair.
You'll be led through the taking oath by...
Kindly, I request you to be upstanding. I have a template of the oath of evidence. You'll raise your right hand up and proceed. Right hand, right hand.
I, Shadrach Kipkembai Kirong, having been invited to give evidence and produce documents before this Ad-Hoc Committee on World Bank-sponsored projects, do solemnly swear, affirm, that whatever I will say and or produce before the Honorable Committee shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, in line with the Constitution of Kenya and all other laws of the land, and that I will, to the best of my ability, find the truth without fear, favor, bias, affection, or prejudice. So help me God.
Thank you. You'll proceed to put in your name, your ID number, and sign. Thank you, Banaka.
Okay, now welcome, Bwana Kirong. Briefly introduce yourself and comment on the letter that you received to appear before this committee. Then hopefully members will have some few questions to ask you. Welcome.
Thank you, Chair. My name is Shadrach Kipkembai Kirong, an administrative officer. Currently, my workstation is Nandi's. Yes, I did receive an invite to appear before this committee as a witness in relation to the status of the Kenyan Urban Support Program projects in Kapsabet Municipality. Yes, Chair, in regards to the World Bank Kenyan Urban Support Program, I will say that, first of all, I might not be up to date because I left the workstation 7 months ago. That was in November, 14th of November. My role during the implementation of this project was mainly first to coordinate and fast track the various approvals. One was the beaconing by the Kenya National Highways Authority. Number 2 was the approval from also the Kenya National Highways Authority before the commencement of the project. Thirdly, the other approval was from the Kenya Civil Aviation Authority in regards to the high mast.
Fair enough. You said you are working on the approval mainly.
Yes, Chair. And also, I did chair.
Chair, kindly allow us to introduce ourselves and...
Sure, I think that's an oversight on my part. Welcome to this committee. Now that you have introduced yourself, let us have an introduction, self-introduction of the members. I'm Gideon Koech, sitting in for the chair briefly.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I'm Cynthia Muga and pass on to Standing Order 89, which I would like to declare interest.
Honorable Frederick Kemboy, Member and Vice Chair.
I'm Buriat, Member.
And with us is the technical team led by Keme here and our legal person. So I think you said you are in charge of the approvals.
Yes.
Actually from Kenya. So did you receive approval to have kiosks set up in Namgwe?
Pardon?
Did you receive approval for kiosks to be set up in Namgwe? Because you say you are in charge of approvals.
Yes. From the Kenya National Highways Authority, in regards to the approval for the construction of the kiosks at Namgwe, they did indicate that that was not going to happen because they don't allow permanent structures within the highway.
Is there a letter to that effect from Kenya?
Yes, there is a letter. Part of the MOU that we signed with the Kenya, or the part of the conditions, was that there was not going to be any construction of a permanent structure within the highway.
Fair enough. How did you end up being a staff of the municipal?
I was seconded. That was in 2018, February. I was seconded by the county secretary to the municipal as an administrative officer.
How did you end up being the deputy municipal manager? Did you hold that position?
No, I was appointed by the municipal manager.
As what?
As a deputy municipal manager in charge of technical services.
Do you have a letter to that effect?
Yes, Chair.
You supply this committee with the said letter. Were you in charge of site handover of these projects?
Yes. I once chaired the site handing over.
You once or you are in charge? Those are two different.
Yes, I was in charge.
You are in charge?
Yes.
Did you involve the area leadership during the handover?
During the handing over of the...
To contractors?
No.
Why didn't you involve?
Chair, just for that question to be complete, I think it would be prudent if he told us which projects did he oversee the site handing over.
Fair enough, Honorable Cynthia, and you've declared that pursuant to Standing Order 89, a member who wishes to speak on any matter in which the member has personal interest shall first declare that interest. What is the interest, Honorable Cynthia, that you wanted to declare personal interest on this matter?
It is a personal interest based on the fact that he is a friend of mine, and we also come from the same locality.
Fair enough. So could you answer the question, including what Honorable Cynthia has said?
Yeah. Thank you, Chair, and thank you, my area MC. I want to state that in handing over these projects, we had two slots. That is lot 1 under the NMT and sewerage waste management. Number 2, we had the one for the economic infrastructure. So I did chair and I received or verified the documents from the two successful bidders, that is the Vela and the South Pole. So in regards to the handing over, I did the handing over.
The question was, why didn't you involve maybe the area MCS?
During the handing over?
Yes.
I was not told it was part of the requirement because in chairing the session, I was instructed by the municipal manager.
Did you at any instance had a meeting involving the area MCS when during project identification or any public participation?
Yes, we did.
Okay, so you didn't, what was the reason that informed the involvement of the area MCS during the project identification and probably some public discussion, including agreement on the laying of the NMT in either sides of the road?
I remember, Chair, we had several meetings, and this, of course, was informed by the fact that in undertaking any project, we should involve all the stakeholders. And I believe the 4 MCS from Kapsabet, Chemundu, Kiliboni, and Koserai are part of the stakeholders. So I will wish also to state that the identification of the public participation came later because, as per the World Bank, the public participation ought to have been done earlier, but we find that it had to be done after because already we had received that funding and the projects were actually supposed to commence.
So you didn't see a need to involve the MCS during handover, but you saw the need earlier to involve them during identification?
It is not like that, Chair. I did involve.
Fair enough. So my last question so that members can chip in. What is the circumstance under which you are transferred or redeployed? What are the circumstances that caused your transfer or redeployment?
From my former workstation?
Yes, from municipality to your current station at Nandi.
I want to believe it was just a normal transfer because before I went to the municipality, I was working as an administrative officer in the Department of Agriculture. So I will want to believe it is just a normal transfer.
Have you received at any instance a show cause letter?
None.
None?
Yes.
What was the specific of the letter that redeployed you to Nandils?
It was just normal. I was told that it has been decided that I be transferred from Kapsabet municipality to Nandils, but there was no any reason. So that is why I'm saying I took it as a normal transfer.
Fair enough. Honorable Fred?
Asante sana Chair, ningependa kuuliza maswali kuhusu public participation siku ya mwisho. Unajua, ningependa kuuliza Kirong kama wakati alikuwa anapeleka contractor site. Unajua normally tukiwa na kasi, for example roads, wakati wanapeleka contractor site, lazima tuite public participation, tupeleke PQ, tuulize raia vile inafanywa. Ndio nashangaa yeye anasema public participation ilifanywa. Na mimi ndio mheshimiwa hapa town. Nafikiri na mheshimiwa chama. Sisi wakati walikuwa wanapeana hiyo contractor site, hakuna public participation. Sisi wenyewe hatukuchumulishwa ndani. Alafu ya pili pia ningependa kuuliza, nafikiri tulikuwa na Namgwe. Tuliambiwa kwamba kuna public participation. Kufika pale wala watu wa Kenya wameleta polisi. Wakasema kwamba yenye tunafanya ni yetu sisi kama Kenya na ile nyingine. Tulikaa mpaka tukatoka tukaenda. Na nafikiri alienda mheshimiwa atasema hata kuna, ningependa kuuliza pia na Kamobo kama kuna public participation tulifanya. Na atuambie what is the meaning of public participation. Pengine mimi sielewi yale anasema.
Yes, could you answer, Fred?
Honorable
Yes, Ngetich also.
so that he can sum up and answer everything. Maybe, Honorable Chair, I want to ask Kirong talk of site handing over. Can he specifically, in my ward, we have the high masts, I think two of them, and fabricated shades. Where did he exactly identified?
Yes, respond to the two questions.
Pia
Yes, Honorable Fred.
hata mimi ni mheshimiwa hapa town, sielewi hiyo kitu itawekwa wapi Namgoi, kwa sababu hatujaambiwa mpaka saa hii ya kwamba ni wapi, kwa sababu siku hiyo tungekuwa pamoja, tungejua penye inawekwa. Nafikiri pia kuna pia ingine boda yangu na mheshimiwa huyu hatujajua penye inawekwa pia. Nafikiri mheshimiwa Shindi atauliza maswali kama hayo.
Could you answer those specific questions?
Thank you, Chair. I think to my friend, Honorable Fred, there was no any kwa mambo ya police, sikumbuki, but I remember the day that the Kenya National Highways Authority officers, the Kenya officers, they came to Namgoi, as I had indicated that I had fast-tracked the beaconing of the road, because as earlier and before the commencement of that project, our road, the road between Namgoi through Kapsabet was not demarcated. So that is why I had fast-tracked to ensure that before the commencement of the project, the road was beaconed. So there was no any force of whatsoever that was used. The second question that Honorable Fred, Chair, has asked is in regards to the exact locations where those projects are going to be placed. In Namgoi, or to begin with, because to clear any doubt, I think in Kapsabet we had 2 high masts, Juakali shed. In Namgoi we had a high mast and also market stalls. But the challenge came in, as also I had indicated before, that as the project had envisioned that we were going to establish market stalls along the road, but that was not to happen after Kenha declined. So practically, and up to the time that I was transferred, I was aware that high mast was going to be placed somewhere in Namgoi, but just along the road. For the Juakali sheds, I had left when that matter had not been concluded. Number 3, in regards to Mheshimiwa on the issue of the site handing over for the projects within his ward, is that in Koserai we were to have a high mast at Chepterit and another one at Kingwal. But for environmental reasons, it was declined, the one in Koserai, the one in the Kingwal, and that high mast was transferred to Chepterit area.
Yes,
Honorable Chair, which means that there was no site handing over, as was the case before that he had done the site handing over. So it was not, he has proven that there was no site handing over.
Yes, do you confirm that? Because you've said your Kali sheds were not yet concluded, the high mast in Namgoi and the market stalls, including Chepterit, High Mast and Kengwal. Does that mean that indeed you didn't do any handover, because you should have been there to inform at every point?
Chair.
Yes, Honorable Fred.
Ningependa pia kuuliza maswali. Nimesikia Kironga akasema ati pengine watu ya Kenya ndio walifunga hiyo shedi jijengwe. Ningependa kuuliza walitumia sheria gani wakajenga ile shedi kwa Chepterit? Kwa sababu kuna shedi wananchi wanakalia Chepterit na ni Kenya, barabara ya Kenya. Ya pili, ningependa kumuuliza hiyo container imewekwa hapo total iko kwa barabara ya Kenya. Walitumia sheria gani kuweka pale? Pengine Namgoi ni tofauti na town ni tofauti, kwa sababu ukiangalia nafikiri niliwaonyesha kwa TV siku nyingine. Na hiyo container iliwekwa yeye akiwa. Walitumia sheria gani? Kwa sababu hapa ni Kenya na pale ni Kenya.
Respond to those briefly so that we can
Honorable
conclude.
Chair, Honorable Fred, member for Kapsabet. Let me clarify that, because from Chepterit to all the way along towards Eldoret, that is under the North Rift region, Kenya North Rift region. From Namgoi all the way to Kapsabet to Viga, that is under the Western region. I sought, approvals from the Western region. On the issue of Chepterit, I was later, because they did later refer me to the North Rift. So in the process of seeking all those approvals, then my transfer came in. So I was not able even to conclude on that issue. Fred also has asked whether the structure in Chepterit is not also a structure, and I want to confirm that I don't know whether it was approved or not approved, but I'm just giving the information as it is from the Western region, that they told me that any other project that is going to be undertaken through the KUSP project or any other structure was not going to be allowed. Any permanent structure was not going to be allowed, any construction on their road.
You mean that these market stalls were to be permanent structures? I thought it is fabricated, portable, kind of.
I don't know. I did make that explanation, but they did maintain their position that they were not going to allow any construction of whatever structure on their road other than the permanent road, the NMT.
Fair enough. So I think
kuna
yes.
maswali nimemuuliza kuhusu containers. Unajua containers yenye iko hapo total hapo mbele iliwekwa kwa wakati yake. Ulitumia sheria gani kati ya kubomoa Namgoi na kuweka ile hiyo container hapo tu?
You can respond to that.
Yes, I can respond because Honorable Fred, Chair, I came in around 2018 and I also found those containers there. But during this project on the World Bank project of under the KUSP, we had already given notices for whoever was the owner of those containers to remove them. So if they have not been removed, then I don't know, because I have not gone there. I have not visited that place.
We've sought from you a letter of the letter that you are seconded to the municipality.
Yes.
The letter that you are appointed to be the deputy municipal manager, and the transfer letter that you received. Could you be having all those?
Yes, Chair.
Lastly, I had told you asked about the circumstances. There were allegations back and forth to the happenings within the municipality, including and not limited to the demolition of what Fred is talking about, the issues of bribes and here and there. Could this be one of the reasons why you were transferred?
I don't know, Chair. I cannot be able to substantiate or comment, but I still maintain that I received or I was transferred or my transfer was normal.
Fair enough. I think that is it. Just supply the committee with those details of those documents that you have asked. And we thank you for appearing before us, and we will be shown to the door by Sergeant Atam. Thank you.